Today we're going to look at the strategy called build up, build down. And this is a multiplication and division strategy where we're going to use easy facts that we easily know for multiplication to help us solve either trickier multiplication problems or to help us solve division. So when we say easier facts, we're referring to 2s, 5s, and 10s because students can easily skip count by those numbers. So if you start with multiplication, for example, let's just say that I didn't know what 7 times 8 is. Well, then what I can use are facts that I do know instead of students like to start off with 7 times 1, 7 times 2, 7 times 3, and that takes so much longer instead of making a big jump and thinking about what you already know. So for example, here in 7 times 8, I could turn this 7 into a 5 times 8. And I know 5 times 8, or students can easily figure out 5 times 8 is 40. And so then instead of starting back at 1 times 8 and having to go all the way up to 7, then I can quickly jump, okay, well I know 5 times 8 is 40. So then another group of 8, 6 times 8, so another group of 8. I always tell them, remember that the number that you're adding on is whatever number is not changing. So here you're going to have one more group of 8 is 48. So again, they're building up. And then 7 times 8 is one more group of 8, and that is 56. They can also use the strategy to help them with 9s. That's usually what they use, called build down. It's not important if they know which one's building up or building down. We just kind of call it all together, build up, build down. But if they didn't know 9 times 8, for example, they could turn the 9 into a 10. 10 times 8, they'll easily know that that is 80. And since they went too far, this time you're going to build down and subtract 8. So then I know that 9 times 8 is 80 minus 8, which is 72. They can also use this same strategy to help whenever they are doing division. So if they have 42 divided by 6, for example, our strategy for division is always to do what we call think multiplication. So turn this division problem into a multiplication problem. So since this is my whole and these are my parts, I'm going to turn it into 6 times box equals 42. And then I'm going to use the strategy of building up to help me get as close to 42 as I can. So here, because this is a high number, I wouldn't want to start with a 2. 6 times 2 would be too far away. 6 times 10 gives me to 60, so maybe that's a little too high, although it would work to start with there. So a lot of students would probably start with 6 times 5. And this gets me to 30. Now some students can see that there's 12 left and know that 6 times 2 is 12 and then put the 5 and the 2 together. Otherwise what they can do is build up one at a time. 6 times 6 and see, okay, 6 is staying the same here, so that's another group of 6, so that's 36. I need another one, so this time 6 times 7 is another 36 plus another group of 6 is 42. So I got to 42 and I can see that the answer is 7. So again, this strategy is called build up, build down. It's useful for helping with multiplication facts you don't know, as well as helping solve any division facts that you don't know.